Alright, so the first obvious thing to do is to head back to the fountain to refill your flasks. You probably are down to only a couple, if any, after all that superpowered squid fighting. Then we're going to exit the normal way through the prison instead of warping out. And we're going to continue past the big mine onto a brand new area. I'm going to refer to this area as the blue area, for obvious reasons as you can see. It may look a little purple, it may look a little blue to you. I'm going to be calling it the blue area. This next NPC, the little girl, will eventually give us an accessory that allows us to revive once, but it's not even something I like to use, so you won't even see me get it in this walkthrough. I believe this fountain won't be activated unless you've activated the other, but I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't quote me on it. Regardless, I never even seem to go to this fountain despite its easy location. There's normally a lot more skeletons in this room, and you have to do a bunch of fighting, and it can be a little challenging. But I unfortunately killed them all before I came here. Before I came here while recording, that is, to make sure I was going the correct way. So I apologize for them not being here. But as you can see, there's still plenty in the graveyard that we are definitely going to dispatch for the experience. In case you haven't noticed yet, most of the chests in this area contain trapped skeletons, so make sure to back up if you are going to open them for the fight. I apologize about that jump right there. My camera failed me or something. That was the same room I picked up the herb in. I just turned around and opened the door. This is perhaps my favorite weapon in this Kingsfield game, the Crescent Axe. You won't see me use it a lot because it's just not practical compared to something else we're going to get here shortly, but I'll use it while I can. This little hovel I had accidentally opened before I was recording. It is a secret little entrance you have to click on. Just make sure to do that. Alright, we're about done with this area. You just have to trust me on what happens next. We're going to come to a cliff, and we're going to make a what appears to be a suicide jump. But it's actually to get one of the best weapons in the game. The one you'll see me using for almost the rest of this walkthrough. So you just barely make that fall, and then pick up the Shiden, a samurai sword. Or katana is the real word. This area here is where we're eventually going to put the moon key so that we can warp to it with the moon gate. It's a vital enough area in that it spares us from using too many rhombus keys. I once again apologize for the quality. I unfortunately didn't realize it for over 2 minutes, almost 3, but thankfully it's mostly a bunch of fighting, so there's not a lot of detail to be seen anyway. Once again, the quality went bad on me, but I realized it a little sooner this time. However, I'm going to need to narrate what we have to do just in case. We're going to be jumping into a specific hole, but we want to make sure it's the right hole because there are a couple. Obviously, look for those words on the wall, and then it's the hole that's right adjacent to it. I skipped the section of walking all the way back here. I spared you guys that. I assume you can figure out how to get back to those words written on the graveyard wall. I just wanted to show you the save point really quick. Then I realized my quality was bad again. And now we're going to continue walking to the second hole that we have to fall into in this section. This one right here. We're actually done in this section, and for whatever reason I didn't equip the Amulet of Mist while still recording, but go ahead and equip it. I'm going to warp out here in a minute. There are a couple more things to get from the graves. I believe they're all crossbow bolts, but if you're interested in using that, which you probably should be, even though you don't see me use it at all during this walkthrough, go ahead and search all those graves to make sure you get all the crossbow bolts. You're going to see a weird jump here in a moment. I could have sworn after I killed all the slimes that there was a secret compartment in this room, and I still say there is, but I never found it. So I stopped recording and picked up again to spare you guys from having to watch me search pointlessly. I stopped to look at that painting for a moment because, in case for some reason you don't follow this walkthrough all the way, and you want to try and figure stuff out on your own before checking it perhaps, that painting is a key to a puzzle later on. To the left at this juncture is an area that's full of money and dangerous swinging axe blades. It's up to you if you want to go there. We do need money, but eventually we'll have more than we need anyway, so I don't think it's worth the risk. Another weird little cut here. I almost forgot to go to this area on the left, but I wanted to go back and record it and put it in at this point so that to not have you waste time as you're playing. It's another prison, so obviously use our jail key. And then we'll pick up the magician's key. How convenient. This kill will look oddly familiar. This is what I did before I forgot to go into that room to the left. See, I instead went straight, which you are going to do now. Per usual, you can skip the part of going to the fountain, refilling your health and flasks. I always like to, just to stay on top of things, but it's always up to you. That chest with the rhombus key was always there for us to grab, I just forgot to do it this entire time. It's one of the ones you don't even actually need, because, as I said, I get more rhombus keys than we could need. So obviously we've warped again, but this time we're not going to the fountain. We're going to go to a better place. We're going to use, or rather trade in, that figure of Seath we picked up. So all we have to do is talk to this guy enough and he will ask for the figure of Seath. We trade it to him and he gives us the moon gate, giving us another warping point. I leave the camera recording here for a little bit because I wanted to tell you guys something. You can keep speaking to this guy after you get the moon gate and he will ask for more and more flasks. The first 3 he asks for, he will give you an item called Harvine's Flute, which allows you to walk on specific pathways created by use of the flute. And then you can trade 3 more after that for Necron's map. Now obviously we don't need the map in and of itself if we're following this walkthrough, but after we get the map, he will then give us another light crystal. Now the magic in itself isn't all that great, so I put it off as long as possible, especially since we don't need the map.